I respect Isaiah Thomas's talent. To me, the best point guard of all time is Magic Johnson, and right behind him is Isaiah Thomas. No matter how much I hate him, I respect his game.
Michael Jordan hated a lot of players, but these 7 pushed him to his absolute limit, testing his fire like no one else. MJ wasn't just about dunks and rings. He held grudges, remembered every slight, and never forgave those who challenged him. 1. Isaiah Thomas, the Pistons' rivalry.
So are you saying LeBron is better than Michael Jordan?
I would pick LeBron James.
And here's where it gets intense. Isaiah Thomas wasn't just a player. He was the guy who made Jordan sweat every single game. Back in the late 80s, the Detroit Pistons were untouchable, and the Bulls were still trying to catch up. They had a system called the Jordan Rules, specifically designed to stop one man, Michael Jordan. Isaiah was the brain behind it, the floor general calling all the shots, making life miserable for Chicago night after night. By the numbers, Isaiah had Jordan's number. Out of 65 matchups, he won 36, including 12 playoff games. Jordan wasn't used to losing like that. Then came 1991. The Bulls finally broke through, sweeping Detroit in the playoffs. But the moment that stuck with Jordan wasn't the victory, it was Isaiah's walk-off. No handshake, no eye contact, just a quiet exit while Chicago celebrated. MJ saw it and never forgot. Fast forward to the 1992 Olympics, when the Dream Team was formed. Isaiah wasn't invited, and according to reports, if MJ had been playing, Isaiah wouldn't have made the roster. Jordan even said to a reporter, "I won't play if Isaiah Thomas is on the team." Apologies came from Isaiah over the years, but Jordan didn't soften. For him, it wasn't about basketball, it was personal. What would you do if someone you battled for years still refused to show respect? That's the kind of grudge that shaped Michael Jordan's career, and Isaiah Thomas carried that weight more than anyone else. 2. Bill Laimbeer, the muscle behind the Pistons. Now let's talk about the muscle, Bill Laimbeer. If Isaiah was the brain, Laimbeer was the body, the guy who made every game feel like a war. He boxed out with elbows, set screens with forearms, and if you went up for a layup, chances were you landed hard. Jordan remembered it all. One midair hit was so brutal, even Pistons coach Chuck Daly had to step in. Jordan summed it up perfectly. They made it personal. They physically beat the expletive out of us. And it wasn't a one-off foul, it was a season-long assault. By 1991, the Bulls had enough and ran Detroit off the floor. A clean sweep, but the Pistons didn't stick around after the final buzzer. No handshakes, no celebration, just a silent walk back to the locker room. Laimbeer never apologized. He never softened his approach. And for Jordan, the damage went beyond the court. It left a scar, a personal vendetta that fueled his fire in every game afterward. 3. Larry Bird, the trash talk master.
Enjoy yourself, dog. You bitch, fuck you. Y'all gave us the run for our money. Yeah. I'll see you. All right, take care. Thanks for working on that golf game of yours.
And here's the twist. Sometimes it wasn't physical pain, but mental games that got under Jordan's skin. Enter Larry Bird. Bird didn't hit hard, but he knew how to bruise an ego. The man could predict moves, taunt you about them, and then do them anyway. And Jordan? He hated it. In 1986 and 1987, Bird's Celtics swept the Bulls in the playoffs. Jordan dropped 63 points in Boston Garden, but it didn't matter. The Bulls still lost. Every time Bird let him hear about it, it chipped away at Jordan's confidence, leaving a psychological scar that outlasted any physical blow. Even after Bird retired, Jordan never quite let it go. There's a clip in The Last Dance. Jordan walks down a hallway, sees Bird, and without missing a beat says, "All right, take care. Thank you. Work on that golf game of yours smooth, casual," but it was packed with years of unresolved tension. Jordan respected Bird's skill. He could shoot, pass, rebound, and win, but that mental edge, the trash talk, stayed with MJ long after the final buzzer. 4. Reggie Miller, the agitator. And just when you thought Jordan had seen it all, enter Reggie Miller, the guy built to get under your skin. The 1998 Eastern Conference Finals between the Bulls and the Indiana Pacers was a 7-game war, and Miller made every possession personal. He talked, bumped, flopped, hit late shots, and ran off more screens than anyone else in the league. You could feel him daring Jordan every second he was on the court. Here's the crazy part. Miller wasn't even close to beating MJ in the series, but that didn't stop him from getting into Jordan's head. Jordan even even made him wait until after he retired before wearing Jordans. Yeah, Miller tried to act like he belonged on that level as a rookie, and Jordan let him know he wasn't about to hand over any personal victories. In the clutch though, MJ had the final word. Game after game, he made sure Reggie knew who was in charge. Miller earned Michael's hatred, not for his talent alone, but for the relentless, irritating way he played the game. And for a competitor like Jordan, that fire, pure annoyance, was enough to make him remember every single moment. 5. Gary Payton, defensive pest.
Payton and Jordan having some words, face to face.
Now let's switch gears to defense. The man who made Jordan work harder than almost anyone, Gary Payton. In the 1996 finals, the Bulls faced the Seattle Supersonics, and Payton went full throttle, hand-checking, bumping, chasing MJ baseline to baseline. Nothing came easy. Every cut, every screen, every drive, Payton was right there, making Jordan earn every single point. Numbers tell part of the story. Before Payton went full-time on MJ, Jordan was scoring 28, 29, 36 points in the first 3 games. Once the glove locked in, those numbers dropped to 23, 26, 22. MJ still won the series, but it wasn't comfortable. Payton wasn't just physical, he was smart, calculating. The defensive player of the year that season. Jordan never hated him personally. He respected the hustle, but that constant, relentless pressure, it annoyed him. On the biggest stage with so much at stake, Payton left a mark that Jordan didn't forget. And that's the thing about MJ. He remembers every challenge, every push, every player who dared make him uncomfortable. 6. Clyde Drexler, the comparison threat. And here's a different kind of frustration. Clyde Drexler. This wasn't about dirty plays or trash talk. This was about perception. In the early 90s, the media kept comparing Drexler to Jordan. Same position, same size, similar skills. Some even said Clyde had the athletic edge. That's the thing Jordan couldn't tolerate. He didn't hate Drexler personally, he respected him, but he wanted a clear separation. Jordan didn't want shared headlines, shared shoe deals, or anyone creeping into his spotlight. The 1992 NBA Finals gave him the perfect stage. Game 1, Bulls versus Blazers. Jordan drops 35 points in the first half, hits 6 threes, and gives the iconic shrug like he's saying, "You asked for this." From that moment, the narrative was clear. MJ ruled, Drexler followed. Chicago went on to win the series in 6, but the story wasn't just about the victory. It was about sending a message. Jordan demanded recognition for his supremacy, and Drexler, talented as he was, became a symbol of what Jordan refused to share. Mental rivalry, not personal hate, but the intensity, it was real, and the world witnessed it. 7th, Dan Majurl, admired by others, targeted by MJ. And finally, let's talk about Dan Majurl, the man who didn't do anything particularly dirty, didn't trash talk, didn't hit Jordan hard, but somehow earned Michael's wrath anyway. It all started with Jerry Krause. Krause, the Bulls' general manager, admired Majurl. That was enough for Jordan. If Krause liked a player, MJ decided that player needed to be humbled, and he would take matters into his own hands. In the 1993 finals, Phoenix Suns versus Chicago Bulls, Majurl was tasked with guarding MJ. On paper, he was a solid defender, multiple all-defensive second-team honors, a reliable shooter, athletic, but in Jordan's world, that didn't matter. From game 1, MJ went to work like he had a personal vendetta. Over the 6-game series, he averaged 41 points per game. In game 4 alone, he dropped 55 points, making Majurl's defensive reputation look like a bad joke. It wasn't that Majurl did anything wrong. He played the role he was given, but for Jordan, the slight wasn't about performance. It was about perception. If someone got praise, recognition, or a spotlight that MJ thought should belong to him, he took it personally, and he made sure that player knew it. By the time the series ended, Jordan had 3 more rings and another Finals MVP. Majurl walked away with handshakes and a bruised reputation, a stark reminder of how deeply Jordan internalized every slight, every nod of approval given to someone else. This wasn't about trash talk, fouls, or even losses. This was about Michael Jordan's competitive fire, his refusal to let anyone, even those not directly threatening him, take credit in his world. That's the thing about MJ. He remembered faces, he remembered moments, and if you gave him a reason, he never forgot. Michael Jordan's grudges weren't just stories, they were fuel, shaping his legendary career. MJ never forgot a face or a slight. Which player do you think got under his skin the most? Comment below and share your favorite Jordan grudge moment, and if you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe for more.